let's get a check on this forecast. We do have a lot of rain going on. There's been some bumpy weather off to the southwest of us. Peyton's been keeping an eye on all of that.
Yeah, Bets, there's been bumpy weather all across the Midwest. As we pull up maps here, you can actually see the last 12 hours when it comes to local storm reports. So these come into National Weather Service offices, and they kind of tip us off to seeing some observation, whether that's by a storm spotter, while that might be by them. They've had touchdown tornadoes all the way from Chicago area through parts of Indiana too, and there's actually been a few reports closer to Columbus. So with this big picture system, it's a big area low. In fact, there's two areas of low pressure with this system, and I think the bulk of this will actually pass off a little bit farther to the east instead of the trajectory of the north and east, which you might be thinking with just seeing this on your screen. But I actually have to set the scene for you to really understand what's going on. But let's talk about first and foremost where there's active rainfall coming down, because there's more in store this evening. Right now, there's actually quite a bit of you who aren't experiencing anything out there. There's a little bit through parts of Stark and Tuscarawas County, but the bulk of it on the east side of town, and then about to kind of reform through the west side too. So zooming you in a little bit closer from Ashtabula down to Hartsgrove, all the way down to Bristol, Warren, seeing some more moderate rainfall as well. And then the other stuff just outside of our viewing area is about to push farther east. So Sandusky to Willard, Bailey Lakes, Mansfield, Belleville, you'll all experience some rainfall in moments to come. But across just the state, there is a huge difference in temperature. Toledo in the upper 30s. For us, we're still around 40 degrees, 45 right now in Cleveland. But as you look closer to Cincinnati, they set the stage for a different tone when it comes to the idea of creating potential for severe weather. It is almost 70 degrees down there. On top of it, their atmosphere is very saturated. We usually talk about dew point temperatures in relation to humidity levels. As a curly girl, I know it, you might know it too. When dew points are higher, our hair gets really frizzy and bigger. That means there's just more moisture in the atmosphere, and they have it a little bit farther to the south. For us, it's not necessarily out of the question that this could bump up just a touch, but that's the reason they are seeing ongoing threats for tornado potential too. They have some tornado warnings ongoing closer to Columbus area. But even outside of this polygon too, in the red that you're seeing on your screen, we have a severe thunderstorm warning just to our western counties outside of our area. So the potential to maybe see a severe thunderstorm warning isn't out of the question. We'll keep you posted if anything changes. We've got wind advisories too, high wind warnings. Once again, the bulk of that is going to stay out of here. Big picture wise, where does it head and where does it go? We get a little bit more rain this evening, but the bulk of this is going to dart to the east for us. So we're not necessarily going to see rain for that much longer. In fact, it's really going to cut itself off as we go through time tonight. So in your National Design hour by hour forecast, this is 6 p.m. I really think this would be the time frame if we do start to see anything kind of flare on up, would be between 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight before this all sweeps farther to the east. And then we start to see the return of some sunshine officially in your Union Home Mortgage extended forecast. And if you like the idea of mild temperatures, we have 60s back in the forecast too. That happens on Wednesday before we come tumbling right back down into the 30s on Saturday. Betsy.